we're live. I forgot to put myself on camera, but they can hear me. I will fix that.
Hello, people, while she is fixing that.
Didn't she say just a minute ago something about the production being...
Like, yeah.
Hi, everyone.
The production's going so smooth.
And then I leave myself off screen.
As you do.
As you do. It's true. As you do. I don't know what I did, but suddenly I'm super zoomed in.
There's a Malachi, and he's not eating me.
He is not.
He's staring at you, though.
He is.
That's okay. Staring is not the same thing as chomping.
Correct. He let me pet him a little while ago, so that's fine.
I'm so confused.
Him and I are on great terms, I think.
Yeah, I didn't even have to bribe him with food.
Wow. He is getting better. I think I would have to wear gray because I'd just be covered in dog hair.
We just accept that we're covered in dog hair.
Just 5 minutes ago, before I realized I was going on right now, I had Stella jumping right on top of me, and I'm wearing black.
Yeah, you
Well
can't
planned.
see the cat hairs on my shirt, so.
But I think I did a good
This
job
shirt
of
is actually
moving.
covered in white cat hair.
Yeah, I wore my CosmoQuest shirt because, you can really see it.
Allie did the same thing yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Mm.
It's a common failure mode around here.
Yeah, but today she's got the labyrinth shirt on that I have the same shirt too.
David Bowie.
It's my favorite.
All right.
we really need a dog cam.
That camera was straight just a moment ago.
Was it?
I don't know.
ew.
I think it's just been crooked this whole time.
No, it wasn't.
I think Annie was the only one who successfully had dog cam, but that was because of the throwing of the
Yeah.
bits.
The Cheerios bits, yeah.
We had unsuccessful dog cam at my house many, many times, and then chaos occurred. I'm going to fix that camera.
Yeah. Never forget the time that Eddie stepped on a power strip
You can talk amongst yourselves.
and Pamela's like, please leave me out of it.
Kitten is awesome.
Yes.
So what we actually wanted to do in this segment was talk about our community volunteers. I think because of time
Let's see.
zones, a lot of them are away. But we just like the title of the segment says, it takes a village, and like we could not do this without all of our amazing community volunteers,
Yeah.
which we have a couple here today. And it's Veronica and our Instro, and then
The real fake admin.
community. I'm getting there.
Okay.
Community volunteer turned like now staff member,
Yes.
the real fake admin.
Technically.
And off camera and neither mic'd nor wearing a headphone because she's deeply engrossed in other things is Ms. Brick Kitten.
Wearing a
She's
lovely
now
shirt.
waving, which doesn't get picked
Hi,
up by
kittens.
mics.
It is a lovely shirt.
All right. Yeah, Ms. Brick Kitten is utterly exhausted from a business trip, and prior to that, we went to Ren Fair and we went to Fright Fest,
Forgot about that.
and it turns out that was just a little bit too much for 1 week.
Just a little.
So, Arnstro, I don't remember, how did you become part of CosmoQuest?
Back when there were hangout-a-thons and Daily Space, and when we were doing things in Google, basically I had spare time as I was working overseas, and I basically didn't miss an episode. If you guys were streaming, I was watching and contributing my own little 2 cents from the peanut gallery. And over time, we did that more and more often, and people got to recognize me as a person as opposed to just a handle and a
Yeah.
bot. And
You emailed me when it was just Astronomy Cast at one point, didn't you?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even remember why now.
Because you were someplace relatively dark and you were asking questions about what was possible.
Maybe so, yeah. Again, the details of that have gone out of my head, but as has happened many times since then now, basically just an audience member that was interested and stuck around, and when somebody said, "Hey, we could use a hand," and they haven't kicked me out yet, so here I am.
We were just getting to that part.
Oh, okay.
And the first time you came out was actually for AC 500, and you made pancakes.
Yep.
And then the next day was the epic Adventure Addict versus Keeper of Maps French toast has cinnamon or not argument as they cooked breakfast.
Yep.
And it was this
Has.
amazing
Oh.
experience because I, being the doofus I am, fell off my bike and broke my arm in two places the week before AC 500.
Yep.
And so I had all of these people here and could do very little. And I was determined to do more, and I kept failing because it was my dominant arm. And having folks cook breakfast and then the epicness of the battle about cinnamon was just glorious, glorious. Veronica, how did you meander your way in?
I started off listening to the live astronomy casts, and then when you guys went to Twitch, I had never heard of it before, so I downloaded Twitch and then I downloaded Discord and just wouldn't leave you alone. Just kept showing up and watching, and apparently I have a knack for memorizing small words, like for Nightbot, so I helped out there.
Yeah.
I think it was the Ticket to Ride that really sealed the deal, though.
And I got to know you best with all the hours that we spent in Minecraft. I don't know how many times I'd log in and it's just the two of us in the middle of the night in the
Bill
nether,
Nash has caught the theme.
occasionally getting attacked by skellies. And yeah, what was all that laughing?
Oh,
Reading
Bill
Bill
Nash has caught the theme.
Oh no, I need to pull up.
So this is what Bill
They
Nash
haven't
does.
banned me yet.
Bill Nash is a treat in chat.
He
always.
he makes people die laughing while they're trying to have conversations.
Yes.
And so like if I'm the only one who's seen the comment, I'm like, shit, can't show it on my face. But at least most of us are in the chat. Yeah, yeah. So I'm glad that all of you are here and all of you have become friends. Yeah, it's really kind of awesome. And Veronica has been responsible during pandemic. We started CosmoQuest, which ended when people stopped feeling the need to hide from the outdoors and wear masks. But for a few years, when everything moved online, that was like, this is our time to shine. And we did some fully online cons and had contests that Veronica organized. And the theme next month at our local museum for First Friday is The Martian and potatoes. And I am totally going to be taking a whole bunch of potatoes and building an asteroid belt with them and discussing asteroids with potatoes.
Still one of my favorite things.
It was
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Yeah, the asteroid potato photo contest was the best.
It really was.
And that's
It really, really
that's the
was.
one I would do again, but um
We
In true
learned.
CosmoQuest fashion, we will not be mailing anything
No,
out ever again.
No,
no.
we have decided that we're not, unless like, if someone gives like $10,000, we will find something to mail you.
I will probably mail
Because
art. I have done that before.
yeah, yeah. It's just
I'll
none of
go
us,
online and pick something out and have them mail it to you.
yeah,
Right.
none of us can be trusted to mail things. And so we just discussed it and we're like, we're just gonna stop offering to mail things because it never happens. And then y'all make sad noises at us and it's just like, and
No,
then
it
we feel
always
bad and
happens, but very late. And sometimes after I've cleaned my house and discovered that some things behind the cistern in the attic where I probably would not normally have found them, except we had mice. So true story. We were having guests coming, and someone I had helping around the house. I was like, "Make the attic clean. I don't care what you have to hide." And it was like a week or two after Hangoutathon, and the person who did the hiding was the same person tasked with the mailing, who also is neurodivergent with ADHD, so out of sight, out of mind. You can
hmm
see
Hmm.
what happened here. And so I
Object
thought,
permanence is real.
yeah, I thought everything was mailed because I couldn't find it anywhere in the house. So therefore,
Yeah,
yeah,
see, okay, so for
Yeah.
people who don't know, if you have ADHD, it affects object permanence.
Hmm.
And so if you can't see something, your brain just forgets about it. It just doesn't exist. You have the object permanence of like a 3-year-old, basically. And it's, yep, all of us are like me,
I
and
have
it's very,
object
very
permanence for everyone, and they store the nouns for me because I can't keep those.
It's a balance.
Attention
Yeah.
deficit. Hey, donuts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's just, ADH what?
Yep.
but so true story. We found things that weren't mailed. I have started emailing some of you verifying addresses. Things are getting mailed out. Um, Kitten and Annie, who is unfortunately sick, have promised to help me. And everything is in my dining room where no one can avoid seeing it. So, and we are never agreeing to mail anything ever again.
Yeah.
No, I think one of the first Twitch or YouTube things I ever did was to open a package that I'd waited a year and a half for. And y'all spoiled me. It was great.
So what ends up happening is we're very late mailing things, and so we just shove any shit we can find that's cool and awesome and mail
Yeah,
it
it's
as
like
an
an I'm
apology.
sorry.
So
It's
yeah,
sort of like accruing interest as it gets
yeah.
forgotten.
Hmm.
Mhm. So, you
Next
know
month, I
what?
swear.
If we're like a year or two behind mailing something to you, you're probably going to get little surprise goodies with it.
Hmm.
However, I will say if I ever offer Lego stuff again, it will be mailed directly from me. And I will get
I
these
hear
really
someone in the
Yeah,
background.
so Kitten is staring at her phone, muttering, if we ever mail Lego stuff again, it is going to get mailed directly from me." Um,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
me being Miss Kitten.
So we're no, we're honestly never mailing anything ever again. My Etsy store, I have shipping under control. I no longer have a personal assistant. So it's strictly on me and it's happening. So don't be afraid to order things from my store. But yeah, CosmoQuest is never mailing anything ever again.
Mm-mm.
When I did the telescope,
No, I said it'd be different on my watch, and
they were cute.
thankfully this is not an elected position, so I'm good.
Yeah, yeah. All right, we need a different topic because that was just a morose change. So Tim is in the audience. If Noisy is in the audience, one thing. So Tim was one of our volunteers in the early days when we did our first ever. Holy shit! What just happened with? So the very first Hangoutathon was born out of me almost having a car accident. I had been at the Lunar and Planetary Sciences Conference in Houston, Texas, when sequestration hit. I got a phone call while driving from the conference to my hotel, luckily through a subdivision with no traffic. And it was one of those they keep calling, so you better answer your phone kinds of things. And when sequestration got passed, all the funding for the kind of stuff I was doing with NASA got zeroed spontaneously. We went from like $300,000 a year in funding to like $100,000 a year in funding, which meant I had Noisy's postdoc money and pretty much nothing else other than our astronomy cast funds. And I had a whole team of programmers. I had students. I had my own salary. And I brought in some of my friends who were advisors. We did a how do we rescue the organization. At one point, I sat on the floor of my attic and had a good old fashioned ugly cry. And the result was we're going to do a hangout-a-thon. Everyone come up with something that we can mail out, that we can do. This is what led to Noisy's tattoo. If we hit a certain value in donations, she was going to get a tattoo. And Tim contributed these amazing dragon eggs that are sitting behind um, uh, Dave and the Real Fake Admin. And they got sent out to the person who donated the largest amount of money that year. And a year later, he mailed them back in a chest with a plaque in it that he had engraved with his username, and was like, pass this on to the next person with the next hangout-a-thon. And we did that, and he mailed it back. And since then, people have been like, no, I do not want those mailed to me. Thank you. Share them and share the story during hangout-a-thon. And so these dragon eggs are a promise that there will always be someone out there who's going to defend us with fire in the form of money from our programs closing down. And it's part of the tradition, so they're always on stage during these events. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So Noisy got a tattoo, and Tim contributed dragon eggs that have literally traveled the world, been given a chest, and now come out every year.
I didn't know that story.
Yeah. So the original Hangout-a-thon was born out of panic and desperation. And we didn't raise as much money as we needed to, but we raised enough money to keep going, and we kept fundraising, and we kept doing things. And we made it through until we got our next big grant. And it was scary because the funding that we got next, we were told so it was supposed to end in 2015 and get renewed in 2015. And at the beginning of 2015, as we got that year's fiscal year budget, we got a message from NASA saying, this is all you get. Please keep your programs going through the end of 2016. We're recompeting in 2016. And so there was this, wait, what? What? And this was the entire science communications and science education community, where all of us were like, we have 1 year of funding, not even necessarily a full year of funding, and we are expected to maintain all of our programs as they are for 2 full years. And the next year in 2016, there was a meeting in October after we had all submitted these grants. And we knew that we weren't going to be notified about who did and didn't get funding until after this meeting. None of us had travel funds to attend the meeting. We were all required to attend the meeting. And we all get there, and everyone in the room knows that if they don't get a grant, they don't have a job. Most of them didn't have a job starting the following Monday.
Ugh.
This was like a Monday, Tuesday. I ended up flying home early because, first of all, everyone kept bursting into tears. It was a really difficult meeting. And second, my dog was actively dying and very old and much loved, and I couldn't anymore. Um, and I get home, and that Thursday, I got the phone call that we were getting a $12 million grant. And it was like, holy shit, what just happened? We are saved. And then in August of 2017, no, 2018, August of 2018, I got a phone call. So 2016, we get the grant. 2018, I get a phone call that due to JWST cost overruns, programs are going to have to get canceled, and we were potentially going to get canceled.
Oh my God.
And on a Thursday night in October at like 9 p.m. at night, I got an email that we were canceled. And there were 45 people working on that grant. 6 students, 2 international. And we did a hangout-a-thon, and I remember having to explain to one of the students, I'm trying to get enough money to pay you until you can find a new job. And this was a non-traditional student who had kids. And it was brutal. And we managed to get everyone through until they got a new job. For the students, the adults, that wasn't the case. Some of them took months to find a new job because this happened all across our profession again. And since then, we have relied on our podcasts to pay the bulk of what we do. And our citizen science, anyone hired on a NASA grant needs to have the financial security that if they lose that NASA grant, they're okay. Because it's happened too many times where Congress does something, another part of NASA does something.
Yep.
And
It's
yeah,
frustrating.
but this
So
community has carried us through every single freaking
yes.
time. So
And
it
it's
all
like
started,
y'all,
yeah,
sorry, it's just y'all picked me up like in 2020 when I got laid off April 2020 because the company I worked for decided to significantly reduce staff because of the pandemic. Because it was a shipping company and they were like, our profits are going to take too much of a hit. Spoilers, they posted a $3.5 billion increase in profits at the end of that year. But I'm not bitter. But uh, so like 2 weeks after I got laid off, I'm panicking. I don't know how I'm going to find another job in the middle of a pandemic. And Pamela calls me and is like, we we've we want to hire you like
mm-hmm,
to edit podcasts and stuff. So I was only unemployed for like a month, and now I'm doing this, and it's great.
yeah, it's we're all doing things we love, and
And it's
it's
like
hard.
I couldn't do like me and Pamela could not do our jobs without our community volunteers.
Yeah,
Like y'all are amazing. And one thing like I realized that because of y'all, like I'm really blessed with the fact that I don't have to look at the uglier parts of the internet
yeah,
because of our wonderful volunteer moderators. Like I
yes,
never have to see all the like just really like ugly comments and trolls and stuff that I know are out there because and it's just it's nice. It means that like I can relax and feel safe and comfortable with being on stream and like putting myself out there to promote our work because y'all are just this like wonderful, amazing buffer.
yeah, yeah. You guys allow us to have the strength to keep going, knowing. And I've watched so many people that I worked with for a couple of decades exit the profession. And because we don't rely strictly on NASA funding, when Congress says 3% cut to NASA, and I know that's going to mean 30% cut to my part of NASA, we make it. And I mean, blessing is the only word I know. Is you guys are a grace in our lives. And I don't use that kind of language lightly, but the day I was ugly crying on the floor of my attic about how are we going to get through, it was the volunteers who flew out to help us figure this out that literally picked me up. It's, yeah, yeah. Words, things, stuff, emotions, and
And there are a lot of more people than what you see on screen. There are a
oh,
lot of
hell
people
yeah.
who couldn't be
Mhm.
here, international time zones and travel and what have you.
Yeah, yeah, really, it's really amazing.
Yeah, we
Thank
love
you.
you guys.
It's true.
It's been nice being in a position to where I could take care of myself doing things in a field that is science and astronomy adjacent
Yeah.
and have the kind of just professional knowledge that allowed me as somebody who I, I would like to say barely graduated high school. Um,
Pamela, I'm so sorry to interrupt our intro. Pamela, refresh the donations.
You're
that was a
scaring me.
great big inhale.
Do you want to announce? Yeah.
$8,337. Someone made a $2,000 donation.
Oh,
Wow.
thank you so
Wow.
much. That means we can bring back the newsletter.
That's
And we are less than
amazing. Thank you so
$2,000
much.
Yay.
away from getting me a new computer.
I now get to update the
The
what we
goal.
want to $10,001 because it has to be a palindrome because Alan Gross said, and he is right.
Right, right.
Hmm.
The thing that I was going to say is that it's nice to be able to contribute. It's nice to be able to help out, and it's nice not to have to be a drain on the resources. I can be a strict positive, knowing that every teeny tiny thing I do is a teeny tiny thing that helps. That nobody has to clean up after me because I've got me. Um, and maybe that won't always be the case. I've lived enough life and been around enough to know that maybe tomorrow somebody needs to pick me up because I can't. Because I've been there too. But it's my privilege to be in a position where I can help, and I'm more than happy to do so. And uh, I get patted on the back all the time, and I like to say that I only do what I can, and sometimes I don't even do that much.
And he puts up with all of my I'm an astronomer, not an aerospace engineer questions.
It's true.
And lately, because of all the misinformation in the mainstream media, there has been a lot of, but wait, I read it in the Washington Post. What do you mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, no.
The way he
Yeah,
just said that was so
there have
deserved.
there have been a couple instances of me just stealing our intro for a couple hours, and we're just on voice call for too long, to where I'm going past my bedtime. He is perfectly fine because his sleep schedule is
Non-existent.
Yes,
non-existent.
I have flipped to a normal time schedule for the sake of the hat. That's how much I love you. And yeah,
Yeah,
norm.
I don't know. Do you actually sleep our intro? Because there's sometimes where like I will have be having one of my insomnia episodes, and I'll like message the chat some like random thought at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and you answer instantly, and I'm just like, what? It's like, and or if I'm like up at 7 o'clock in the morning and I message in the chat, you answer me, and like so I've never been able to figure out when
But
you actually
yeah, but then you
sleep
message him at like 2 p.m. and then he won't respond to you
and
until
nothing.
11 p.m.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. That's the middle of the night time for me is 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah, that one's less common. Yeah, I work in UTC even though I'm in the Eastern time zone,
Ah,
and
jeez.
the satellites don't really care because they don't care. They as long as they have sun on their solar panels and power in their batteries, they need somebody to watch them. So I got to be up to watch them.
Hmm.
Uh, I will say we still haven't talked about how I joined the crew.
It's true.
Oh yeah, we need to hear this story. Tell us your
Um,
origin story, Admin.
a lot of it's fuzzy. Been a couple years, but
Anyway,
uh, I think I joined in like 2019, 2020. I could probably look at my followage or something. I don't remember exactly when. It was like 4 or 5 years ago. And I was just on Twitch. Didn't really care about the gaming side. I found myself on the science side because like I've been interested in science forever. And then through one streamer, I found CosmoQuest, and I've before that even happened to have some conversations with Pamela, just in chat of random streamers.
The
And
first time we met you, you followed Ellie into our Minecraft server and forgot food and starved and lost your horse.
yes,
That's true too.
yes, that is true. I did lose
We,
that
we,
horse and
we
never find it. What was
and
that?
we're happy to entice anyone in via Minecraft.
It's true.
Yes. And so after that, I found myself volunteering for some software projects. Then I found out that RocketBot, the Discord bot, stopped being maintained because the person couldn't have time
Yeah.
for it, or didn't have time for it. And so then I just kind of took over the GitHub with Keeper's view over it to make sure I didn't do anything funny until finally I'm at the point where Keeper doesn't even know half the changes I make. And then Pamela saw how much and how consistent I was about updating RocketBot, and she was like, "Hey, you're in a pretty tough spot. You want to work for me?" And then that's how I became staff. And then that's now.
And I think
We just
that Allie and I are just going, someone donated $2,000.
yeah, yeah. I just I love doing this job. Like I love it so much, and it's so neat to get paid doing what I really love. Because my previous job, it's like it was neat, it was interesting, it was to pay the bills.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like my dream job.
Yeah.
This is what I would actually love to be doing.
Yeah, I definitely think if this was a consistent job, if NASA funding was consistent, I would definitely take this job just as my full time job. But
Hmm.
at least at the moment, it's not a reality.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'd love
And it's
nothing
like
more than to be able to do launch coverage at any hour of the day or night
I
and
miss those
be
so
able to
much.
answer questions from chat on stream and all those kinds of things the way some other people are. Uh, we're not there. That's fine.
Yeah.
We maybe we'll get there someday, and that would be great. But I like, yeah, this is a great place to be when I'm not somewhere paying the bills.
Yeah, that's what got me on camera. First time was on launch coverage.
Yeah. And this is one of the things that we struggle with because I watch so many independent streamers one day make the decision, I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to make a jump of faith and I'm going to become a full-time streamer and see if it works out. And because they're jumping by themselves, they can do that jump and put
Mhm.
100% of their effort into promoting themselves. And because it's just them, if they work themselves to death, for lack, I mean, I think the regular phrase is balls to the walls, but that's kind of gendered. Nose to the grindstone. If one person taking a risk with themselves and their own future can do that, and this is what
Mhm.
allows so many streamers to do really amazing things, is they make a personal leap of faith
Mhm.
and work
A
their
lot
butt
of
off.
them, for full transparency, and this is Noisy says gonads to the walls.
Yes, yes. I think she's also the person who coined brass ovaries in my life, and I love that
I
phrase.
love that. It, a
Forehead to
lot
the
of us who
desk.
are able to do jobs like this are able to do them because in behind the scenes there is a spouse who
Yeah,
has a steady job. I know that's 100% why I'm able to do this is because my wife has a well-paying full-time day job
yeah,
and is like pretty like patient with me doing this and doing and picking up other gigs. I mean, I'm very much in the hustle culture.
yeah.
But it's kind of neat to be like establishing myself as a freelance AV engineer.
But one of the things is I don't want to say to our paid team, Eric, Allie, self, if we want to make this our full-time gig, we need to quit everything else we're doing and make it our full-time gig and work mostly unpaid for a year or two to make it work. And I don't think Eric or Allie would say yes to that proposal. I'm pretty sure that there would be an intervention and I'd be sat down and told, no, no, we love you. No. They may not even say the we love you part if I suggested that. Um,
It would be implied at least. Um,
Written somewhere.
but
yeah,
so where we struggle is we want to figure out how to do like what NASA spaceflight has done. We want to figure out how to do what like Tolarian Community College and Magic the Gathering stream has done, what we've seen with Screen Rant and so many of these other different,
yeah. I dream of being able to do this full time and like
yeah,
do like a full like actually like production that has I don't want to say like a big budget, but like a bigger budget.
yeah,
And just be able to like give our show like the full television production treatment.
mm-hmm,
And that is my dream. Like there's so many things I want to do,
yeah,
but like there's just not enough time, there's not enough funds. And I think that we're doing pretty damn well with what we have.
yeah.
Correct.
So I'm very proud of like what we produce here at CosmoQuest.
And I
Mm-hmm.
guess what I'm saying is I hear all of you who wish you could work full time, and I wish the same for you. And I don't know how to do that without breaking ourselves in the process to do it in a timely manner. And we're
Yeah.
old now.
Mhm.
So
I'm sorry, my
honestly,
cat is eating my blinds.
I, I I know this is not the okay. I know this is not the point of what was just said, but I feel like even if I just did not do anything but software, I feel like that wouldn't have the same effect because it's not like I'm gaining viewers by doing software. So sadly, or whatever, I don't have even the same option if I was to do that.
Actually, you do with our citizen science stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
every one of the programmers that we've had has gone on to get amazing jobs. Ryan, who stopped through the other day, went and worked at Mint and Netflix. Tanner, who is Herleo in chat, went on to AT&T. Big J and Scott Miller both ended up at Boeing. Scott was at Caterpillar before that, where he's the one who developed the autonomous combines that won the prize of the Consumer Electronics Show. These are all the alumni of writing the CosmoQuest citizen science software.
And now here I am. And let's see how I do.
You are the most talkative, other than Scott. And he
Okay.
does not know what to do with that information.
I don't.
But yeah, no, writing software. I mean, you are also very young right now,
Yeah.
and writing software is at the core of everything we do. And not having that team of 6 student programmers has been crippling since we lost our big grant, because we'd had 3 to 6 programmers, with one time where we were down to just Joe, Corey, and I, since 2008. So yeah.
Sadly, I
NASA.
missed that. Or I not that I missed that point, but like I didn't get to see it
Yeah,
because I wasn't here for that.
yeah, yeah. It's there's a lot of wistfulness in this conversation. Clearly,
We're all just like,
we're in our fields. We're in our fields.
it's that time because we're like, we have 2 hours and
Oh,
15
you're putting it
minutes.
into
It's
perspective.
7:45. We're
6:45.
we're almost done. We're winding down. Or
Are
we've
we
got
gonna have
three
Alex
three
in the
more
next
hours.
hour?
Unfortunately, I have not heard from Alex. Alex is very busy with their own hustle. So I'm afraid that Alex will not be joining us unless I hear from them in the next 15 minutes.
So what I'm
Um,
gonna say is,
Minecraft hour?
what was that? Ernst?
Minecraft hour?
So I was gonna say, let's spend two
we're gonna
hours
have
in
Minecraft double
Minecraft.
feature. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
I will have to bow out because vertigo.
Well, how about you hang out in voice and watch the stream and provide commentary?
I could do that.
That will not.
I'm very good at commentary, as all of you know.
For those who have not joined but own Minecraft in any PC form, play on Minecraft Java !Marscraft to get access to the forum, and I'll add you, and you can play with us.
Yes, this
Oh,
is
I'm
one of
being
the reasons
told
I like
that
playing on our server.
Noisy is saying that Brass Ovaries wasn't her. It was, sorry, I scrolled too quickly. It was either Donna or one of the other
Sheila?
humans in our going to sci-fi conventions group. Um, yeah. So looking to see what else is in chat. Griff Dog
Yeah,
points out,
Sheila or Donna.
Sheila or Donna. So it was, Griff Dog points out we are 1,664 away from our goal. Um, Bill Nash says, it's because we love you that we're stopping at no, is what the team would do if I decided to push. What is an AVHD engineer?
I think
That
it
would be
was a
me.
play on
Okay, fair.
I am the AVHD engineer, the audio video hyperactivity. I don't know what the D would stand for, but
Definitely.
y'all can fill that
Hexacosacoron.
in.
Hexacosacoron, you are my favorite human in this particular moment in time. Points out that ovaries are ball shaped, so balls to the walls works for both genders. I
Very
love
nice.
that. I love that.
They're little, they're like, sorry, I recently found out how small ovaries are, and I'm like, that is ridiculous.
Little marbles.
And yet they cause so much. Okay,
Yeah.
before we go too far, is
Anyway,
that a Stella that came down?
No,
Nope, this is
still
Malachi.
Malachi.
Oh, okay.
He refuses to
Before you go
come.
on to the next subject, I did have one thing I wanted to mention. I've been lurking with you guys for over 10 years,
Oh, wow.
and you have done, the different podcasts, a daily news show, a weekly news show, a bi-weekly news show. all the hangout-a-thons, the cons, the streaming on Twitch. You guys have gone through many different iterations,
Yep.
but you're still here doing it. And that is a lot because of the loyalty of your other volunteers.
Yeah, no, I would not be who I am without the support of all of you. And I would have lost the will to keep trying to do what I do without all of you making it clear that there is this community of people for whom all of this matters. Because at the end of the day, I'm someone who just wants to find meaning in this world. And you guys bring the meaning, and I will keep bringing the science as long as you keep bringing the meaning.
Keep stuffing science into our
It's
brains.
what I do. It's what I do. I want my dog. I want my emotional support dog. I'm gonna go get my dog, and then I will set up for Minecraft while we're chatting before we switch. But I want my dog.
I'm gonna get my charger for my laptop.
Can you tell the story? You don't have to be on camera. Of how you came into the community, because I love your story.
Which
Is
part?
it still colored?
The one, the one about getting into the community because I was randomly searching around Twitch for Minecraft seeds.
We
Yeah.
okay, we're still on air.
Earpiece. The other one has no
We're
earpiece.
We are still on
We
air.
are we are still on air, Pamela. Pamela.
Hear me
She's
okay?
left.
I'm getting my dog.
Pamela is getting her dog.
Can people hear me?
Hi
okay?
everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. So how does a Miss Brick Kitten fit into into the CosmoQuest community? Well, I was in a major Minecraft phase and watching a lot of Minecraft YouTubers and looking at Minecraft on Twitch because Twitch was kind of, I don't want to say new, but more, oh my gosh, dog. Stella has made it
Suddenly,
downstairs
Stella.
and she immediately had to greet me and jumped into my lap and licked my face a little bit. All of which does not get on camera because I am conveniently out of camera range. But anyhow, I am surfing him and I find this guy. He's got a bit of a community going and he's telling stories about each build he's making. And it was pretty interesting. And I was watching and I'm watching. I was also looking for a community to play with, and he talked about having a Minecraft server up. So, and I realized this gentleman's name who was streaming was named Paranor001, and I'm like, wait a minute, Paranor001.
Mm-hmm.
That is a name I hear pretty much at the end of every astronomy cast when I watch it. And I'm like, hey, are you associated? Are you the same Paranor001 that watches Astronomy Cast all the time and gets called out in the end credits? And he goes, yes, I am. I did not know I had overlap with that community. Or at least a random overlap for me. And he goes, by the way, are you on the CosmoQuest server? I'm like, there's a CosmoQuest server? And he goes, yeah. And so I joined the CosmoQuest server and started just getting in the vibe with everyone, and Paranoid's community server. He was serving it. He was hosting it from a box in his house on consumer grade internet, and it was a little bit of a sad and lonely thing because, well, bandwidth for that kind of thing not really good. Hosting it straight out of your basement or his apartment, as the case may have been. And so I'm like, hey, hosting a server isn't too much money for the size of server and community you have. Let me just pick up the hosting bill. We'll transfer everything over there, and maybe we could get your community back onto the server and playing actively again. And so I took over the hosting, and it was just fun. I just wanted to play with people at the time, and I'm just like, let's get people on, let's get playing. And he and I would play quite often, and he found that his community really wasn't coming back to his Minecraft server. I don't know why, they just didn't come back. So we floated the idea, hey, how about a CosmoQuest community server? It is still named Kittytopia because it is Kittytopia. And so I started hosting it for ding. I don't pick up the hosting bill alone anymore. Thanks to generous donations from people to keep it running. We keep it running because we found that the $35 a month hosting fee was not good enough of a server for as many people in CosmoQuest who wanted to play. So we definitely upgraded to a better server, and so that did require some community support, for which I'm thankful for that people are willing to chip in. Have it on a 6-month rotation, so it makes it easier for us because it's cheaper in the long run. And so sometimes I put out the call and say, hey, donations are due, and sometimes I'm just like, meh, I'll just let it go through my account. I've got enough money and I don't care because it's just fun. And even though I'm not on it as often as I used to be, I still love to pop in from time to time, see what people are building, keep it updated, keep it fixed, keep when people go, hey, Borked Kitten, where are you? And I come and go, okay, it's Borked. And does it work now? And people are like, yay, and everyone's happy again. But yeah, I'll keep running that for as long as people want to play, and yeah, it's just fun.
Or just watch, in my case.
Or just watch, and that's something else that I used to love doing is just being out there on in the Discord chat, and all of us are sharing different things and doing different things on Minecraft, and just people come in and just watch other people build and ask questions and go, hey, can you do this, or silly things like that, and sometimes giving feedback of how about if you try this instead of that, and sometimes it's fun, it's just a community oriented thing. And
What's really fun is when you happen to be watching for the first time in quite a while, and one of your friends has played a Minecraft joke on one of your other friends, and that
The
was
chicken.
that was
Always.
delicious.
Tell the story. Somebody tell the story.
That's where Annie put a whole bunch of chickens in a place for Pamela to find, and Pamela didn't find it for. Yeah, there were hundreds and hundreds of chickens in this place in Minecraft, just bouncing around this room, and it took apparently months.
it was almost a year, I would say, before Pamela found them, because Pamela has been working way too hard lately.
It's true.
Yeah, because our servers, no briefing, but chickens are.
And is my go to movies buddy. So when I work too hard, we don't see as many movies. But she's been traveling lately, which means I've gotten to work more guilt free. I am a terrible human being.
I travel about 1 week a month, as I'm usually out of town. Which Malachi, who you can maybe pick up whimpering quietly in the background, drives him nuts.
Okay.
Malachi.
Yes.
Because then he has to come back here and hang with Eddie, and he and Eddie just they're interesting. Sometimes I'll be on a business trip, and Pamela will send me the momentary peace and solitude of the two dogs sitting within a foot or two of each other and not trying to kill each other. It's
Well, or
pretty good.
kill the yard. We had 6 dead groundhogs this year. Last year we had 3 dead groundhogs and a bunny.
There's a body count.
Malachi is a murderer.
Malachi is a murder dog. Malachi was on his own for who knows how long, around, what was it, Joliet? Or
Peoria.
Peoria, Illinois, before getting caught. So he was taking care of his own good self, and taking care of your own good self as a canine means hunting, which means small critters that do not move fast enough are dinner. I am not going to fault him for his innate behavior because he's an amazing dog.
I don't fault him, but there was a lot of death.
Yes. The good thing is you guys buy enough groundhog coffins in a week that you can handle death.
So much death.
I love you, Pamela. But yeah, so the good thing is he may seem like a wimp of a dog when he's near me, because I can do anything with him. I can roll him on his belly. I can do anything I want to him. Don't you dare ever try that.
Mm-mm.
If I'm not there and you're
Nope.
not me, don't even begin to try that. You
I
may
have a
not.
scar
No
from
one else.
approaching Pamela too fast, and
Yeah.
Malachi went into defense mode.
That is the wonderful thing
But
about him.
he is a very sweet dog, and I will
I'm
defend
set
him.
up to Minecraft.
Malachi is a very sweet dog. And just one more story, and then we can pass it off to
Okay.
things. Um, I walk Malachi. I don't have a fenced-in yard yet, and so I have to walk him. And one night I'm walking Malachi, and it's dark. It's after dark. It's probably after 11 because Malachi likes to meander and mark everything in a marathon session. Usually when it's nice and dark and cool. I think I said this the other day. Because his primary coat color is black, and standing in the sun for a dog with black fur is not a good thing for him. So we take short walks during the day and long walks at the night. But anyhow, I'm walking down the street and he stops and then he starts growling and he goes into the stance. And dude steps out from behind a car and goes, "You gonna call your dog off?" I'm like, "No, I don't know you. Why would I call my dog off?" "Well, your dog shouldn't growl at me." I go, "I don't know that. He's doing his job." He goes, "You gonna call your dog off?" "No." The guy takes this big wide arc around us, and Malachi watched him every step of the way to make sure that he was clear before we can continue our walk. And that's how protective he is, and that's how I would not have stopped him. If dude made a sudden thing at him, and Malachi decided to eat him, that's dude's fault. Malachi did the growl, growl, don't get near us. That's all he needed to do. Anything you continue on with past that point, uh, you know.
As someone who has been eaten by Malachi, I am not mad at him for doing his job. He is good
Yeah.
dog. He is good boy.
Well, I've never been eaten by Malachi. I definitely have accepted if it happens, it's okay. I don't care.
And we like to tease that
It-
Malachi knows people's pronouns before they do.
True. It's true. And sometimes like he knows pronouns we don't know, which is the hilarious part.
Oh,
Yeah. We have had a $10 donation.
Yay!
Oh, thank
We are
you.
now
yay!
We are now
We're
at
so close.
Money?
$8,347 of 10,001 because the ultimate number must be a palindrome.
Any less and no. No $10,000. No. 10,001.
Okay, if we're within $1, I will
So
donate
we are
$1.
$101 away from the next palindrome.
Hello, lady.
Who is she choosing? It's probably going to be me. Oh. There you go.
I am just glad that
Surprising.
Malachi has a favorite human.
It's true.
Malachi having a favorite human was, I don't think Pamela ever felt it was possible. I don't think Pamela ever thought it would be possible for Malachi to find a favorite human. Come on. Come here. Malachi. He is sitting there staring at me with his tail. You need to go outside.
Oh, shit, don't say that word.
I said the word, and now I have a
Oh,
note
no.
on my lap.
She's about to take my
And
laptop out.
Are you
Hello,
okay, Pamela?
I got a dog tongue up the nose.
Yikes.
Okay. Alright, you guys start Minecraft. I'm gonna take the puppies out.
Okay.
All right. Would you like to play?
I'm gonna take a break myself.
All right.
All right, I'm going to throw to interstitials, and we will be back in just a few moments once I've switched over to Discord audio. Anyone who would like to be on audio, please join us in Discord. Wait, someone just joined. Noel just joined. Okay, apparently we're going to use Zoom for audio, and that's fine. Anyone who would like to be on audio, please join the Zoom. Mods, you all have the address. All right, I'm going to interstitials.
Okay, bye.